Hello there, welcome to today's Third Eye Chakra yoga class. So today we are going to be focusing on the third eye, which sits here in the center of the forehead. And the third eye chakra is associated with our inner wisdom or inner guidance. It also happens to be exactly where the pituitary gland is situated in our body. So pituitary gland is kind of the queen of the endocrine system. It's responsible for hormone production, metabolism, regulating growth, and all those kinds of things. So often when your third eye is out of balance or hasn't been activated in a while, you might suffer from things like headaches, nightmares, indecision, hormone imbalance, and maybe even a general feeling of lack of purpose. So we are definitely going to be working on reactivating that chakra today. So for props, you need your yoga mat. It's always a good idea to have some yoga blocks and a strap nearby, but you don't really need anything else. We're going to be touching down this area to the mat, to other parts of our body, to really kind of maintain the focus in this area of our brains and bodies. So get all your props together and I will see you on the mat. All right, so we're going to be starting down in a child's pose. So I'm going to have my knees slightly wider apart just because of my microphone, but try and keep your knees together for this one. If it's more comfortable for you, you can open them slightly. We're going to be starting down in a child's pose and already just touching down that third eye to the mat. And we're going to inhale, roll up through the spine. And exhale, you're going to arch down, leading with the heart. Chest comes down first, then chin, then forehead to the mat. And again, roll up, inhale. And exhale, arch down. So just some child's pose, rolling through the spine. And think about warming up your back. And then, of course, just touching down that third eye to the mat each time you come into your child's pose. Touchdown. Inhale, roll up. And open the heart. Good. Two more here. Inhale, roll through the spine. And exhale, coming down. Last one. And exhale. Good. We're going to add in some arms and come through a tortoise. So you're going to inhale, lift the arms up overhead, cross the thumbs. Exhale, come forward with a straight flat back. You want to try and get your forehead to touch down before your fingertips into a half tortoise. And again, inhale, release the arms. Roll up, reach up nice and tall, cross those thumbs. Exhale, straight flat back, leaning forward. Try and keep the hips down. Forehead touches down, then pinkies. And again, inhale. Good, so just kind of working into the back now, straight flat back to build some spine strength. And you're going to hold it down at the bottom here and touch down your third eye to the mat. You can open your knees nice and wide now for a wide-legged child's pose. Touching down, forward to the mat, lengthening your arms away from you, creating space in the sides of the body. Hips are heavy. Try and inch those pinkies further and further away from the hips, lengthening the arms, wrapping the shoulders so armpits roll down towards the mat instead of squeezing back behind you. Inhale. Exhale. Make that forehead mat connection. Visualize your pituitary gland being activated, switching on, lighting up. And send a little intention to that area of your body. Help it to release any blocked emotions and tell yourself not to hold back in this class. We're here for a little while, so you really want to give it 100% of your effort and your energy. Good, and then we're just going to roll up. We're going to tuck the toes and come into down dog. And just hold your down dog for a moment. If you need to, you can walk it out. Pedaling through the feet, twisting at the hips, and just saying good morning to your body. Good, and then stop in the middle. You can open the feet up to hip-width apart. And we're going to be doing some push-ups in this position. So I want you to try and touch your forehead down to the mat if you can. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, bend at the arms, touch the forehead to the mat. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Touch that forehead down if you can. If you can't, you go as low as you can, but you still visualize the energy between your forehead and the mat. So an energetic connection, if not a physical one. Keep the tailbone slightly tucked so we don't want to overarch in the back. Let's do 3 more here. 2. And last one. Good, back into your down dog. Bring the feet a little closer together. You're going to inhale, exhale, hover the knees and bend. Try and touch knees to forehead. Inhale, back to down dog. Exhale, knees to forehead. Inhale, so all the time connecting with that third eye. Good, inhale, exhale. And again. Keep breathing. So using the power of the abs to bring the knees in and up. And then also the neck muscles in the throat to really bring your face towards your knees. 2 more here. And last one. Good, all right. You're gonna walk the hands back towards the feet. If you need to be up on some yoga blocks, if you're not feeling open yet in your hamstrings, that's all right. Wherever you're at, just hang out there for a moment. If you want, you can walk it out. If you're still waking up the hamstrings, then just go easy here. And then what I want you to do is fold forward as much as you can. If you need to bend the knees, you can, but we want to try and get the forehead to meet the knees or the shins. So if you're bending your knees, trying to get forehead and knees to touch. If you've got straight legs, forehead to touch the shins. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. And hold it there. Make that connection between the forehead and the body. Lean the weight forward into the big toes. Rock out the knees if you can. And slowly rolling up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay, we're going to go from this position into standing head to knee. It comes from the Bikram series. So if you really struggle with your balance, you can stand up next to a wall and just have one hand against a wall if necessary. Otherwise, you're grounding through your left foot. Abs are engaged, and lift the right knee up. You can even squeeze it into the chest for a moment. Good, now flex the foot, and I want you to reach below the foot and interlock the fingers. So I've got my thumbs and all my fingers interlocked beneath my foot. I'm not holding my foot like a sandwich with thumbs on top. Find one point in front of you on the floor to gaze at to maintain your balance. Now, lift that knee up nice and high. Knee into the chest, into the armpit area almost. I want you to lock out your left leg, your standing leg. Keep it completely straight and just hold your balance there. So this is quite a deep lower back opener. So if you're feeling tight in the lower back, just be kind to yourself and acknowledge where you're at. On the other hand, if this is feeling good and your left leg is locked out, inhale and exhale, straighten out the right leg. So I'm pulling my toes backwards towards me. I'm now trying to lock out both knees. Good. If this feels good, you can bend the elbows down to below the knees or in line with the knees. Try and maintain that balance. Hold it there. And the last step is to round down and try and get your forehead to touch your knee. So go slowly, walk the eyes down one little bit at a time, and then try and make that connection. And then slowly coming up out of that, reverse the way you went in, shake it out. If you need to, you can place your hands behind your back and do a slight back bend just to release the low back from all that hard work. All right, let's go ahead and do it on the other side. Grounding through the right leg, lifting up the left leg, bring the knee into the chest. So think about maintaining the height of this knee even as we reach for below the foot. So looking at the floor, one point in front of you, about 45 degrees, best place to maintain your balance. Round down, and grab your foot, interlock all fingers. I like to switch up the grip of my fingers, other thumb on top. Knee is nice and high, foot is not tucked too close to my pelvis. It's kicking a little forward. Lock out the arms if you can, lock out the standing leg, right leg, and just keep your balance. So if this is where you're at, that's absolutely fine. Just hold it there. If your standing leg, your right leg is locked out and you're feeling good, inhale, exhale, kick forward. So even if you can't get to a completely straight kicked out leg, just kick it out a little bit. So every stage is progress. Even if you don't get to the full expression of the pose, it's still progress. Locking out both knees, lifting up nice and light on my right leg, flexing my left toes back towards my face. If this is good, inhale, exhale, bend the elbows down. Hold it there, lock out those knees. If this is good, walking my gaze down, trying to touch forehead to knee. And then slowly release, come out of that, shake it out if you need to, hands behind the back. Quick arch of the back, back bend, just to release the spine. Okay, we're gonna come to the top of our mats now. And we're gonna start with our right leg again. So grounding through the left leg, picking up the right knee. So again, I want you to really pull your knee into your chest this time. So using the strength of your arms, pull it up nice and high, pull it into your chest, flex the foot. Now you've got your right foot, I want you to find your left hand, and using peace sign fingers, you're gonna grab the big toe. So opposite hand to foot. And you're gonna start to slowly stretch that foot out in front of you. The right arm goes back behind you, so you're in a bit of a twist. Gently kick your right toe into your left hand, like you're trying to point your foot. That just helps create a lock. Abs are engaged. And if you've got this, you can slowly look and turn your gaze to the front of the room or even back to your hand. Good. Bringing the gaze back. And then if you can either use a strap here around your foot, or you can reach for your shin, your ankle. You can also do this with a bent knee. You can bring the knee up and then you can slowly start to walk the hands along the leg. We're going to aim to get our forehead to touch our leg. So we're bringing that leg up and start to bring your forehead down to meet your shin. And balance is a bit tricky here. So if you need to hold onto a wall, then you can. Good. And then slowly release. You're going to swing this leg back into a standing split. So you've got your right leg up. So if you need to pad with blocks underneath your hands, then that's what you do. So you've got your right leg up. You can reach behind your left calf and pull your body down towards the floor, maybe making contact with your third eye against your shin, increasing that split. Try and keep the top leg completely straight, even if the bottom leg is bent, shoulders away from the ears. Good, and then we're just gonna come down, lower that right foot into a warrior one. And just take a moment there. So you've got your right heel grounded down onto the mat, a nice deep bend into the left leg, reaching the arms and the heart up to the ceiling for a nice heart opening moment. Good. And breathe. And now we're going to take our arms back behind us for reverse prayer. So touching hands, palms together behind your back. If you can't have hands, palms touching, you can just cross the hands at the lower back. Maybe you can reach for opposite elbows. But wrists, fingertips, anything is fine. Aiming to get the hands into a reverse prayer and then really squeeze the shoulder blades together. All right, we're going to step forward into a warrior three. So moving your gaze down to that point on the floor in front of you, deep bend in the front leg, inhale, exhale, step forward and lifting into a tabletop or T position. Squeeze hands, palms together. Good. Trying to revolve the right hip down towards the floor. So internal rotation. Nice long spine. Inhale and exhale. Touch the toes back down, but rise up onto tippy toes. So we've got nice square hips. Our hands are still in reverse prayer. You're going to inhale, lift the chest, exhale, straight flat back brings you forward, hinging at the hips. Keep those hips nice and square. All right, from there, release the hands, bring them up to the ears, so arms alongside the ears for a tabletop position. I'm going to clasp my fingers and release just the index finger. From here, I'm going to roll down. So I'm going to roll down. I'm going to separate my hands when I get to the bottom. And I'm actually going to drop my back heel down on the ground. Keep squaring those hips. Now, front leg, you can bend it. We want forehead-knee connection. So if you want to bend the knee up to the forehead so that you really get that connection, then that's what you do. You can also place some blocks underneath your hands. I like to really push to round my spine. You can bring your hands further in front of you so they're almost past your foot. And that's going to help you round your spine and make that forehead knee connection. Remember, you can bend the front knee if you need to meet the forehead, rounding the spine, standing separate leg, stretching, head to knee pose. Hold it there. Make that pituitary connection, choking the throat, activating all kinds of hormones and glands. Good. And then slowly release that. Take a moment, hold it there. All right, you're going to bend into the front leg. You're going to reach the hands back behind you, clasp them, and we're going to go into humble warrior. So you're diving forward, and you've got a nice deep bend in the front leg. It's almost a bit like ostrich. Bowing the head down low. Good. And reaching the arms back behind you. Inhale. Exhale to slowly release the arms. Take a moment there. And then we're going to straighten the front leg and move through a wide-legged forward fold. So here again, if you need to pad underneath blocks beneath your hands, then that's what you do. Otherwise, you're going to inhale, exhale, forward fold. And I want you to try and get your forehead to touch the mat. So normally we do crown of head touching the mat. Today I want you to try and aim for your forehead to touch the mat. If this feels good, you can take your hands and place them underneath your heels on the outside of your feet. And we're aiming for a nice straight flat back. If this is too easy for you, you can walk the feet closer together. If it's too hard, you walk the feet further apart. Now in this position, you're lengthening your spine, leaning the weight forward into the big toes. Lock out those knees if you can. Pull up on the quads, forehead to the mat. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Good. And then slowly release. All right, you're going to bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale brings you up all the way. Okay, we're going to do that all on the other side. Okay, so we're going to step forward to face the opposite side. We're grounding through our right leg this time, lifting up, left knee into the chest. Pull it in. Bring that knee nice and high, flex the foot. Got your left foot flexed. Take your right hand, make a peace sign, hook it around the big toe. Inhale, exhale. Start to extend that foot, pointing it into the hand, and reach your left hand back behind you. Try and lock out the knees. If you can, you turn your gaze to your back hand and smile if you can. Good. Hold it there. Breathe. Good. Inhale brings you back. You grab your strap, or you bend your knee, or you reach for your ankle, and you slowly start to pull that leg up to the ceiling. Try and keep the bottom leg straight as well. And then you're going to try and get your forehead to touch your shin. Make that connection. Good. Hold it there. And then slowly release. You're going to pendulum that leg backwards into standing splits. All right, so reaching back for your right calf. Trying to pull your body down closer into the split. Forehead touches shin bone if you can. Trying to keep at least the top leg straight. Good, hold it there. And then slowly coming down for warrior one, reaching both arms up. Nice deep bend into the front leg. Grounding down onto the heel of the back foot. Open the heart, open the chest, good. And then take those arms back behind you for reverse prayer, grabbing fingertips, wrists, opposite elbows, or reverse prayer if you can. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, look forward, exhale, step up, and then drop down into warrior three. Tabletop, upside down T, good. Internally rotating those hips, so left hip rolls down this time. Lock out both legs, lengthen the spine, lengthen the neck, and then slowly stepping back. Good, okay, rising up onto the back tippy toes, keeping your reverse prayer, squaring off those hips. Inhale, long back, exhale, hinge at the hips for tabletop. Good. Lengthen the spine, crown of the head far away from the hips. Squeeze the hands together, open the shoulders, open the collarbones. Release the hands, they come up by the ears if possible. Clasping the fingers, releasing index finger, rounding the spine and coming down to the floor. All right, you're gonna ground down the back heel, so you're in like a warrior one position. Hands can be on some blocks or just in front of your foot. You're going to try and make your forehead knee connection so you can keep the back leg straight and bend the front leg as much as you need to. Inhale, exhale, round the spine like a cat spine and trying to get that forehead to touch your knee. Keep rolling the hips forward and square. Push the floor away from you. Round the upper back, round it a lot. Choke the throat. So you are very uncomfortably bending the neck to get that forehead knee connection. It is not meant to feel comfortable. And we are activating the pituitary gland here, the thyroid gland by choking the throat, sending fresh oxygenated blood to those areas when we release. Good. And exhale slowly takes you out of that. Bend into the front leg. Clasp fingertips behind your back and fold forward into a humble warrior. So bending into the front leg, arms reach back behind you. Try and squeeze hands, palms together, trying to get the crown of the head down to the floor. Good. Shoulders away from the ears. Slowly release the hands and again coming into your wide-legged forward fold. So if it was easy for you last time, then bring the legs a little closer together, reaching the hands to step underneath the heels. Lengthen the spine, inhale and exhale, forward fold. Trying to get the forehead down onto the mat. So not just the crown of the head this time, the whole forehead, touch it down. If you can't reach, you open the legs a little wider. If it's too easy for you, you bring them closer together, touching it down. Good. Shoulders away from the ears. Weight rolls forward into the toes. Lock out both knees. Flex those quads, make them strong and tight. Good. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, you're going to turn out your feet and we'll go into a Skandasana position. Good, and we're just going to switch over from side to side, Skandasana. That's it. So I'm flexing my foot as it lifts up off the ground. Good. Very nice. Let's do one more switch over each side. Good, and we're going to stop in the middle and you're just going to walk the feet in to a Malasana squat position. All right, so getting your hips down as low as you can. We've got our hands together in prayer, pushing the elbows actively against the knees, lengthening the spine, no collapsing, nice and tall body. Push the hands, palms together. Get nice and deep into that squat. All right, let's go from here into a crow pose. So I like to hop my feet a little closer together, make a shelf with my upper arms for my knees, and then slowly test the waters, bring the weight forward, activating the abs, lift up one foot and then the other in your crow. Good. and back to Malasana, and then sitting down all the way into a butterfly position. All right, let's just rock it out. So just kind of waking up these hips. We haven't done much to open up the hips, so this will be one of the first things. It might feel a little crunchy, a little tight. Just kind of rolling it out. Good. Then we're going to go into a forward fold. So if you're more advanced, you can bring your legs all the way in. If you're a little bit more new to this pose, you can take the feet further away from you. But what I want you to do is forward fold and try and get your forehead to touch either your feet or the floor in front of you. So inhale and exhale, forward fold. Forehead to touch down wherever it does. And just hold it there. Visualizing that third eye. It's indigo in color. So a bluish purple. So just activating that chakra, imagining a bluish purple light right there in the center of your forehead. Nice and bright and open. Receiving love, sending out love. Good, and then slowly rolling up. All right, so we're going to keep our left leg in towards us, and we're going to take our right leg out to the side. You're going to flex the foot and bend the knee. So this is where you might need a strap to go around your foot, and you'd hold onto the strap. Now we're going to do the same thing as we did with standing head to knee. So instead of holding our foot like a sandwich, we're going to interlace our fingers below our foot. And I want you to start with your forehead knee connection. And then we're going to slowly start to straighten that leg. Now, you stop wherever you get to. So you must maintain forehead knee connection, and if it means you can't get your leg all the way straight, it's absolutely fine. We're not so much about that stretch today, we're about forehead knee connection today. All right, so starting out there, rounding the spine, and then if you have a sticky mat like mine, you slowly kind of push your way down, maintaining forehead knee connection, and just see where you get to. So I'm twisting my shoulders so that they face my straightened leg, rounding my spine, flexing my toes back, pulling with my arms to really help me, and pushing my other knee down into the ground, and then touching forehead to knee and holding it there. Inhale, exhale, breathe. Seated head to knee pose. Keep twisting those shoulders, squaring them towards your straight leg. And then slowly release, rolling up and changing sides immediately. All right, so starting with a nice straight tall back, bending the knee. So maybe this is, you can't even reach your knee, and that's why you've got a strap. But just make sure you get forehead knee connection. So I'm really rounding my spine to do that. So we're not about a straight flat back here. If you can, grabbing, switch the fingers, different grip, different thumb on top. Grounding down the other knee the whole time. Getting that forehead knee connection to start. And then slowly dropping your way down. Squaring off the shoulders. Rounding in the spine. Lock out that knee if you can. Flex those toes back nice and strong, even if your leg's bent. And round the spine. Get that forehead knee connection. Get it and hold it. Couple more breaths. Square off the shoulders. And release, and slowly coming up. All right, final little bit. So we're almost at the finish line. Okay, I'm facing the front of my mat. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to just cradle it. So I'm grabbing it sort of under the armpit, resting the foot into the elbow pit, and then I'm just rocking it, rocking my foot like a baby. Each time I rock backwards, I'm trying to open my hip even more, getting my knee back behind me as much as I can. Good. And then push that foot up towards you. So try and get the foot really close in towards the body. And now what I want you to do is we're going to try and touch forehead to foot in this position. So you can try to do it with a really straight flat back, otherwise you can round forward, you can touch your foot, and as you kind of warm up, you can lengthen the spine more and try and bend the foot in towards you even more, opening the hip. It's all about getting that foot to forehead. Good. And then we're just going to slowly lie back, and we're going to extend the bottom leg, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're still cradling our leg. All right. Bending, rocking that hip. We can even do a happy baby, a half happy baby. So I'm just going to grab my foot on the outside, and I'm trying to bend to touch down the knee to the floor on the right side. So really opening that hip nicely. You can use the other hand, the left hand on top of the left thigh to push it down. Bit of resistance. And then again, you're going to bend that foot in towards the forehead. So you can lift up and try and touch forehead to foot. And also try and bring the foot down to meet the forehead. So they're both doing the work. Good. All right. Okay, let's lift that leg up. We're going to lift the other leg up. And then we're just going to do a little rock into plow. So hands can go behind the lower back. You can just wiggle out the shoulders so they're in a more comfortable position. And you've got your feet over your head. You can keep supporting with the lower back, or if this feels good, you can bring the hands down to the mat. You can even interlace them and push them into the floor so that you get a deeper stretch. Just breathe, hold it here. Deepening your plow. If you want, you can go into air pressure pose. So you can bend down your knees, you can touch them to your forehead, you can touch them to your eyeballs, or you can touch them to your knees and then squeeze the knees in to close off the ears. And hold it there. Gently coming out of that, you're going to use your hands as brakes into the floor and slowly roll down one vertebra at a time with control. Good. Look at your left foot. You're going to bend it and take the right foot all the way down to the mat. Your right hand can press onto the right thigh. So you've got your left knee into your chest. We're going to reverse everything. It's coming up into a happy baby, a half happy baby. Just grab that foot at the outside. Maybe you need your strap. And we're just trying to pull the left knee down to the floor, down towards our armpit. Good. And just creating a nice deep stretch in the hips. Then you're going to bend that leg across the body, and we're going to lift up, try and touch forehead to foot. Good. Maybe forehead comes down more than head comes up. Just listening to your body and going with what feels good for you today. Good. All right. Using that leg to just rock you up to sitting. And again, we're going to keep that left leg bent, and we're going to cradle it, foot into the elbow pit, and we're just going to rock it out. That's it. Nice and deep. And then grabbing that foot and bringing it in to touch our forehead, trying to keep our backs as straight as we can, but if you need to bend down, that's what you do. Nice deep stretch in the hips. Hopefully your feet are clean. And hold it there. Good. And then coming down, just give those legs a little shake. And winding down. All right, so we're gonna bend our legs. If you want, you can grab your strap, reach for your strap around your feet. Otherwise, with two peace signs, you're gonna just hook your big toes. You're going to just walk your hips out, so you're kind of moving the meat of your bum out the way. So you're resting on your sit bones, hooking those big toes, and then slowly walking those feet forward. Right, so I want you to really pull to get a nice straight flat back. Good. Maybe the heels come up off the floor. Bringing the heart forward. And if you want, you can test. I like to pull my thumbs backwards and see if I can touch my forehead to my thumbs. Shoulders away from the ears, lengthen out those legs. Lock out the knees. And then you can round down and touch forehead to the shins. Maybe the hands come beneath the heels. And now you can really cut your spine and touch the forehead to the knees. Good, and then lengthen out, rolling up slowly. Bend the knees, just grab underneath the knees. And you're going to slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. Lengthen out those legs. You're just going to reach your left leg up towards your chest and then drop it over to the right for an easy spine twist. So legs to the right, looking over your left shoulder. You can reach the left arm out to the side like an aeroplane. Nice gentle spine twist. Good. Release and inhale brings you back up. Let's take a moment to hug both knees into the chest and then straighten out the left leg and drop right knee down to the left side. Spine twist, looking over to the right. Good. So taking these final moments as we wind down to bring your focus back to your third eye. Visualizing that bluish purple color light up there. Feel clarity, calm, peace. And just visualize that chakra wide open to receive. Inhale brings the leg back up. Hug it in. And then stretch it out. Take a nice deep stretch. Lengthen the arms far away from the legs. And then drop them down. Hands to your hips. Palms face up. Feet flop open. Savasana. Take as long as you need here for relaxation, at least 2 full minutes. Just breathe deeply, visualizing that indigo color washing all over you. I really hope you've enjoyed this Third Eye Chakra opening yoga class, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Namaste.